What is up, guys and gals and guys? Space Unicorn bringing some hot frag action. Today, guys, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be reviewing the recently buffed Cipher. We're going to go over the ins and outs of this character, what changed with him, and then I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you maximize your Cipher's potential, as he really is a meta disruptor whenever played correctly in the current game of Frag. So with that being said, I need you guys to do me a huge favor. I need you to do as the screen tells you here and like, comment, and subscribe. It is completely free, and if you don't like it, you can always unsubscribe later. But it really helps me out, as right now I'm in the YouTube hole, and only you guys can get me out. So please, leave a like and tell a friend to come join us. Also, did you know I have a creator code? Use creator code Space Unicorn in the item shops. 10% of your purchase will go to me directly, help me pay bills, and get ahead on life expenses. Now with that being said, let's roll out that intro. Alrighty guys, here we're with our match with Cipher, recently buffed. Now what changed with Cipher? Let's talk about it. First thing they did was level 1 health points increased from 132 to 152. Essentially, he has 20 more health points per level. This is actually substantial. 20 more health points on Cipher, because he's one of those weird health point characters, means he basically can take a whole extra shot from a lot of those pesky defenders. The next thing that they changed with him was on the hack wave, his ultimate ability. Radius was increased by 15% and the slow was increased by 25%. What does this mean for you as a Cipher player? Well, it means that you're going to cause a lot more pain and suffering for a lot more people, as that hack disrupts everything. And now with them being slowed down, you're able to track and get that huge headshot damage that this character is capable of dishing out. Now, I guess that means Cipher is a meta disruptor. So that means we should cover some tips and tricks for this character. So with that being said, tip number 1 is this. Play around the ultimate ability of Cipher. Cipher's ultimate ability is one of the best in the game. It has the ability to slow opponents, cancel their ultimate abilities, and just give you awareness on the field. By playing around this ult, you can even speed it up with an implant. You really maximize the amount of damage and pain and suffering that this card can inflict upon your opponents. It truly is awesome to watch this card work whenever it is played correctly, even though it's incredibly frustrating. You really can't help but stand there and be like, man, that Cipher just ruined my day. And you like respect it, because this card takes some skill to play well. So that's tip number 1 for Cipher. Now, what else would help you out if you're learning to play Cipher? How about we go into tip number 2? Tip number 2 is range is your friend. Cipher actually has a lot of range and a very tight burst-controlled weapon. What does that mean? It means that it shoots a very tight pattern with a very small area that it can affect. What this means is that long range, you're able to inflict pesky 24s at pretty much whatever range you want, as long as you can hit that headshot. This is hugely advantageous for anyone who's wanting to play Cipher, and honestly, you could make an argument that because of the ult and the range on this character, he can really cause problems for those wave and gold players that are running around everywhere right now in Frag. So as I stated, tip number 2, range is your friend. Learn that engagement range, maximize the pain and suffering that you can cause. Now how about we move into tip number 3? Tip number 3 is as follows. It is timing is key. What does that mean? Timing is key. So this regards is also the ultimate ability. The ultimate ability is not limited by the number of people that it can hit. So if you learn to time that ult correctly, you can stop your opponent from getting his ult off. You can stop your opponent's characters from getting to a tower. You can cause chaos for your opponent because now their timing is thrown off. Incredibly powerful ability, guys. And I think you guys need to see just how strong it can be. So with that being said, let's roll out a little bit of a montage. That was awesome, guys, as always. I hope you guys are enjoying those montages. They're a ton of fun to make. But now let's get back to the topic, and that topic is Cipher. What are my overall thoughts on Cipher? Where does he sit in the meta? Let's answer these questions for you now. So honestly, I really like Cipher right now. There was a point where he was actually incredibly powerful in the game of Frag, and he's still pretty darn good. But the ultimate ability on this card is what I really value about this card right now. Reason being is everyone seems to be running a very stale, very boring lineup of Wave, Dolb, Jaeger. Yay, you can run cards that you don't have to play the game. It seems very roundabout to say it, doesn't it? I mean, think about it a second. Essentially, you're running these cards so you don't have to play the game more. That's why you run those cards, because that's what the ultimate abilities are on. This card can throw a loop in that chain of command by hacking those cards, causing chaos for your opponent, basically being like, oh wait, I actually have to show skill now? Because most people do not play a good wave. They don't know how to use the primary fire. They don't know how to use Dolb. They rely on his ultimate ability. And Cipher forces them out of that comfort zone, and it can lead to very convincing wins if you know how to play Cipher correctly. For that very reason, this card, I truly believe, is a meta buster. I've used this term before. Meta buster cards are cards that cause problems for the current meta, and Cipher is one of them, and for that I love this card right now in Frag. I would recommend him to other players who want to cause problems to the meta, especially those that are bored of it. I would recommend him to new players who want to learn how to track. This is a great card. Thank you everybody for coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate you being here. Stay safe, and I will see you legends next time. Bye-bye everybody.